Yo, welcome back. It's Stu42 with another Minecraft video for you. Last time I made this deep duck portal and we finally got there with the aim of getting some more resources. I'm a bit low on a few things. I think redstone. Yeah, redstone was one of the ones that tipped me off. I think iron was another one. So before we go there though, let's just run downstairs. Before we go there though, my storage is looking pretty full and it's a bit of a mess. So I thought what I might do first before I get into making a quarry, I might make an ender quarry this time. I've never used one of those, so I think we'll make that for deep dark. Nice and not very complicated. It should produce more than enough stuff. Hopefully all my automatic processing here will keep up. So what I might do is I might make some ME drives, get some of these storage chips, and what I thought I might also do is pre-format them this time. So around here I've made this room, which needs a bit of expanding. I've got this DSU sitting here, which actually has a lot of lapis in there, and that's from some lapis bees that I had going. I was planning on using the lapis to cool down nuclear reactors, but now that I've had them running for a while, I'm not actually sure that that's a smart idea. So what I need to do first, though, for a couple of things I've got planned is get more materials. More materials means I'm going to need more storage, which means I'm going to need to get, my my space sorted out on those storage chips. So what I might do is, which side do I want these to go on? Yeah, I don't know. Let's just throw some. Oh, I hate when that happens. All right, so let's go and do some more. What is my normal? I usually do 3, and then a light. Cool. Now I know that there is cabling there. So I might just, yeah, I might put them over on this wall just for ease sake. So 1, 2, 3, I might go one further as well. Okay, so what are we going to need? We are going to need some ME drives like that. So how do we make those? Drive is chests, processors, iron, and let's use that feature. I hardly ever use that question mark feature. I don't know why. I started playing Minecraft a long time ago when that feature wasn't even in the game, so I didn't, my habits have developed without actually using that feature. All right, processing. I think I just made a whole bunch more of these. Here's 95, so I'm going to need a lot of these as well for certain things that I've got planned. So let's just make 4 of them. Yeah, 4 will do for now. And we're going to need some cable to hook them up. 9 cable. Yeah. Let's just make 10 more just in case. Now over here, we want to put our cable now, do I want these to be on the ground level or up one? Probably up one, actually. Which means I'm going to want to be down. Huh. Isn't it amazing how that works out sometimes? You have exactly the right amount of cable for something. I actually find that often when I'm, and this is going to sound a little bit ridiculous, but when I'm pouring a drink, you know how you've got a 1.5 liter of Coke or something, and you go to pour the last of it out into a glass, and it just so often just perfectly fills the glass. You don't end up with a half a glass or anything. That's kind of like what just happened there. All right. So we have our drives. I'm going to do a bunch of pre-formatting off camera, I think, because it's going to be pretty boring watching me do this sort of thing over and over and over again. So I'm going to cut it right here, and I will come back once I've got some pre-formatted stuff, mainly for my ores. I think I'm gonna potentially just use some 4Ks for most of the common ores, because we can hold, I think it's 32,000 ingots if you've only stored a single item in the 4K chips, or 32,768 if you want to be absolutely precise. So yeah, I might use those for things like iron, and then maybe 1K chips for the lesser ones. I don't know. Anyway, I will be back very shortly once I have done all of that pre-formatting. Okay, I am back, and I've done a little bit of work. So I've made this I/O port, first of all, to copy all the stuff. I've made myself 6 of these 4K storages with the main metal types. So I've got iron, gold, silver, copper, tin, and lead. My OCD wants iron and lead to go together, and then it wants gold and silver to go together, and it wants copper and tin to go together. I do not know why that is the case, but that's just how I like to order things. I've set this to copy to the storage cell. Move when work is done, so I should be able to put this in here. It'll fill up with a bunch of stuff, and then we can put it in there as iron. Likewise with the lead. Ooh, a lot of lead there. 603. Wow. That goes there. Now, one of the things I've never been sure about with applied energistics is when you do this, what happens if an item comes into the network as you are moving this across? So in between me copying it to there and moving it into the drive, you know, what actually happens if something comes in? Do you end up with your stuff split or not? It's one thing I've worried about a little bit. Shouldn't be a problem. I've got nothing running at the moment. Everything should be fine. So there we go. We have iron, lead, copper, tin, gold, and silver there. Awesome. We're making a good start. Now, how does our other storage look now that we've got them out? Ah, look at that. Okay, so I suspected as much. What I suspected was happening is that one of these was filling up and it was just overflowing throughout all of the chips with all of the ingots as I had them coming in. So that is looking a lot healthier in terms of the storage. And it's only a little bit each time. Like literally, those ingots had just been topping those all up. Because you might remember before, these just looked all red. They were completely angry and red. And in here, we still have, if we go to our ingots, we still have everything in there. In fact, iron just counted up or down. It's counting down. It's making uranium rods. So if you look in here as well, this is the other thing. I've had uranium bees going 3,059 fuel rods. That's quite a lot of fuel. This uranium should potentially go in its own. Yeah, I might put uranium in its own 4K block as well. Now, I can't take that out unless I have my hazmat suit on, so that's a little bit worrying. I'm going to need to sort something out with that. Now, if I sort by number of items, I've got most of these things limited to 32K. So scrap's limited to 32768, which is exactly the amount of stuff you can store in a formatted 4K chip. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll take a bunch of these things and format a chip for them. So I'll format a chip for clay and one for scrap and probably one for beeswax. I've got too many there. I might trim that back. One for mud balls. A lot of these things have come out of just superfluous things from mining and production, as well as no small part to this sludge boiler over here, which is only taking in sludge from one of my MFR farms, the tree farm. So it is producing a bit of sludge, but that has really taken up my clay count. And what else does it do? It does these things here, like hardened dirt and dried dirt and things. Yeah, wood's going to be a bit hard because it's always coming in and out. All right, so I'm going to go away again, and I will make a few more of these chips, depending on how much. Yeah, I'm getting low on pretty much everything at the moment. 57. I've still got a few of those left. So yeah, I'm getting low on everything, but I will. I'll format a few more of these for these items that I have quite a few of, and I will be back again in a second. Okay, we are back, and as you can see, all of my lights are nice and green now. I've done a few things in the fade out. I've made a few more of these. So we've gone for clay, scrap, gravel, mud balls, and stone dust. Those are all the things I had roughly sort of 32,000 of, or a bit less. And I've also done this. I've put some trash cans back in, just with some quick, 31,000 stone dust. I don't need any more than that. I don't need any more than 16,000 beeswax. I haven't put them in their own storage yet, but I was having too many of them. And 31,000 gravel. Now, this should help stop all the fragmentation that was happening across these. So fragmentation is just when one item gets spread across multiple chips, and it's not really good for your storage. If we look in here, we have, I just went past it, number of items. So here the top row at least is either taken care of in named storage or a DSU. So that one's in a DSU. Cobble I haven't done anything with yet though, so I might just leave that there for now. I'll sort that out later. And we've got that. Honey drops I haven't done anything with either, but they're not going to grow anymore. I've stopped pretty much most of the bees that are doing honey drops here. So that pretty much leaves us free to get on with running a quarry in the deep dark. So this is going to be interesting because I've never had to make one of these before. I wanted to make an ender quarry instead of a normal quarry. I'm not entirely sure what I need to do. Endothermic pump. So we're going to need, what, 8 ender infused obsidian there. Plus another 8, so that's 16, 17, 18, 19 ender infused obsidian, which is a good place to start. So say 20 of those, which means 5. 5 of those. So, alright, I'm going to go away and make this off camera. I will be back in a second. Okay, I am back, and I have made all the components for the ender quarry. I have also got myself a tesseract, which there has energy received. That's for the power. I'm not sure if it takes RF or MJ, so I'm going to have a conduit anyway, so that I can output the MJ if it needs it. The other thing I'm going to need is a chest to link back to my one of them to link back to my storage system. So I'm going to need some orange wool. Do I have orange? Yes, I have orange, but I don't have wool. Well, I've got wool, just not orange wool. There we go, one of those. What else do we need? Let's just do that. I still don't do that often enough. Okay, blaze rods. Oof, getting low on those. Chest, ender pearl, and obsidian. Ta-da! Cool. So that's all I pretty much need, except for I need fences. Now you don't mark out your territory with one of these with the markers. You mark out an ender quarry's territory with fences. So let's see how that goes. Alrighty, time to go. Alrighty, that took a while. So I've cleared out a little bit more here. I've cleared out around the central portal. I actually had to regenerate all of the deep dark from a backup. For some reason, I don't know if you remember my last episode, I lost power at my house and everything got lost. I lost my player data file, and as it turns out, the Deep Dark also got corrupted, so I had to completely redo that. The other thing I was doing is I was gradually making my way up. Oh, my coordinates aren't shown anymore. How do I get to that? Map, options, coordinates. Ah, there we go, 161 height. So, I don't know. For this first run, I don't think I'm gonna do anything too crazy. I don't know how high the minerals go, so I was just sort of making my way up. Now, what was I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, and there. Yeah. So for this first run, I think what I might do is maybe just a mini one off the back here. I don't want to do a crazy massive area on my first run of this. I just sort of want to make sure it works, you know. So how about we just do... I mean, this is at height 153, so it's already way higher than you'd normally do. How's that look? Yeah. Look, I tell you what, that'll do for now. Now we need to put the fences around. Apparently this is all we need to do. Wow, that really didn't work as well as I was expecting. Alright. Cool. Not a very big area in the end. Wow, I can't get out. That's not very ideal. It's interesting. I didn't realize that actually happened. Okay, so if we stand on the fence, we'll put that there, right click it, analyzing fence boundary, boundary splits at 56152 minus 506 268. Well, that's exactly where it is. Boundary needs to be internal, so let's, I don't know, move it. It needs to be there. Quarry is only connected to fence boundary on one side. Okay. Oh, let's just give it a... Actually, how do we do this? You're supposed to put the thing on top. We'll try the tesseract beside it. Oil pump. No, it needs to be quarry power. I have the wrong configuration. Energy receive, quarry power. I might have to go back and make sure my quarry power is running. I may have turned it off. So back here I have this block, and off the right, I am doing oil pump. I need to switch that back to quarry power. So sending energy on the quarry power frequency out the back on orange. Yep, okay, so we are now on the quarry power frequency. And we are back here, and this is not working. Now, those of you that have done this before are probably very frustrated at watching me do this. So let's try it. So it has to be part of the boundary. That's excellent. Okay, so let's put that on top, put that there. Oh, it's going. I can't see anything going in there. Let's just throw all that stuff in there though. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure I like this. I mean, I get the whole no lag thing, but I kind of like seeing the big hole that's left afterwards. So if we go back, let's go and have a look. Now this is where the stuff comes in. Yeah, oh, so we're getting some ore coming in, which means down here we should start seeing, yeah, here we go. So here we've got our ore washing plant doing some iron ore. Our thermal centrifuge is getting us some iron, which is what we want. There we go, a macerator. So basically my ore comes in. I think in a very old episode I go through my processing room and go over what's happening. Oh, slight chunk loading error over there. Yeah, I go through what's happening and how I put everything through the macerators first, and then the ore washing plants, and then these thermal centrifuges, and then over to these ovens here. I use the redstone furnaces because I like the ingots that come out of that more than the ones that come out of the electric furnace there. Oh, we've gone red already. So I'm not sure what that is. I'm guessing it's probably something like the dust. If we sort by priority, oh, I've got some grass blocks. So it's probably something like, yeah, it'll be one of these dusts somewhere. You can see stuff sort of coming in and going out. Now I'm hoping I'm going to get a bunch of quartz because I do have a bunch of things that I want to do with some quartz. Hopefully I'll get enough to do the things that I want to do. I have plans, and hopefully you guys will get to see it. Anyway, that's probably about it for this episode. It's we've got our final part of the deep dark going. We've got our ender quarry. I'll run that for that little area that we've got it on, and I'll try and move it to somewhere bigger. Again, I'm not sure if I'll keep the ender quarry now that I'm using it. I don't know if I like the idea of just all those dirt blocks there. I do kind of like seeing the big, quarried out area. The stuff you've mined. It gives you more of a sense of what you've mined rather than just, those dirt caps on everything. Alrighty, so anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.